Maitri Karuna Muditaha Upekshana. Sukh Dukha Punya Apunya Vishayana Bhavanat Chitta Prasadanam. The word Chitta Prasadanam, cheerfulness of the mind. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind to the right hand, your mind to the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. I remember some. My master used to sit for 5 hours for a talk, and his knees used to freeze down with an acute pain at this old age. And then he used to say, "Stand up, my horse." He used to refer the body. Come on, stand up. The state of the cheerfulness. How are you, Brandy?
I'm pretty cheerful.
Cheerful, good.
Good, thank you.
Very good. So, how are you, John?
I was struggling today.
With a cheerfulness and something else?
I don't know if it was lack of sleep or I was just struggling to stay on track.
Stay on track. Yeah, it happens. Contemplate on this. Reflect on this. The state of the cheerfulness comes by these 4 qualities in the mind first. So, now I'll tell you next time. How are you, David and Jerry?
That was very profound for me. The tools you provided in the beginning and throughout it allowed my mind to be cultivated and allow me to go to a much deeper level. It was very, very cool.
Very cool. You see that the mind instantly accepts that. So once you accept that, don't worry about. That's why I gave the example of my master, Come on, stand up, horse. Now the time to go. Sangeeta knows. Chal ghode. So I said, here is the principle he is applying. Let me also apply. John, that is the answer. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I love the analogy, the idea of cultivating the soil too, and getting rid of that the habits and the ignorance and the weeds.
Yeah.
The mantra is, I always feel very cheerful when doing the mantra. So there's an overwhelming experience of cheerfulness. And then I felt when you mentioned the snow, I didn't notice I was cold until you said that. I felt like an ice cube.
Oh, beautiful. That's a deeper experience. That is why we say that the knowledge, right knowledge, is essential to succeed. So I give different analogy, I give different similes, so that our intellect picks up, oh, this is it. This is it. How are you, Stephen and Sam?
I'll describe it in one word: peaceful.
Peaceful, wonderful.
My mind, my body, everything about me is just peacefulness.
Peacefulness, beautiful. That's a beautiful. How are you, Sam?
I'm feeling very peaceful and cheerful. I had a new, more profound experience as well, where I felt that the space within me was very vast, but I felt very protected. I had an image of having like 20 blankets around me, basically. Couldn't move. I felt very safe and warm, but the space inside was very vast. So it was pretty great.
That's a beautiful. You have a good experience. We'll give interpretation in the following. Oh, how are you, Lara?
I'm okay. I had a weird experience. So, first of all, I ended up traveling with my grandfather and his brother in when they were escaping the Holocaust. So that was my experience. And then part of me was like, okay, now I have more information. I feel like I'm more ignorant and I'm not as happy. And so part of me is like, well, maybe I just been better off just being ignorant and not knowing this stuff, and then I'm more cheerful. Because I think now I'm judging myself for everything, and that's not a good place for me to be.
That's definitely, you recognize that's not a
Yeah, it's not a good place for me to be.
not a
And
good
so,
thing. What should you do?
I mean, I did have a symbol of an elephant trunk, or an elephant with the trunk up, for like a half a sec, or for like a half of a second. So I was like, okay, is that Ganesh coming up? Like, okay, you got a lot of obstacles you still have to overcome. I don't know.
No. First thing that you see that, don't tell your intellect that I want to remain ignorant. We think that ignorance is bliss. But in yoga, we say ignorance is suffering. Second point, definitely you are 100%. Don't judge yourself, but absorb these principles. Start thinking about these principles in your mind. The moment the mind goes for judging. Third point, that you had an experience of that Holocaust event, which was experienced by your grandfather. Those impressions are already buried in the form of vasanas, whatever the way we think. So once we see them, it's a kind of a release. So it is helping us. It is helping us. Now the time to keep a smile, Lara. How are you, Christina?
Good morning. Lately, I've unfortunately felt, I've been feeling very angry about past things that have come back up, but I'm very grateful, and this practice helped me feel confident in myself, that I know how to disconnect the two, and I know that
Beautiful.
the peace and the cheerfulness is in me. It's just I'm right there. So, and just right when you dropped the Om Shanti was that moment where it shifted, of noticing that I had a lot of things that were making me angry on the outside, but the peace is within me, and I just have to keep
It will go
getting
away.
there. I
Christina,
just got
it
to
will
keep
go
getting
away.
there.
The moment the
Thank you.
anger comes, you start thinking of replacing it. Only thinking in the mind during the day. Just thinking that how to replace. My master, I created a phrase from my master. You are angry, first smile and then be angry. You want to fight with me, first smile and then fight with me. And then see what happens. So, let me have a smile first and then I will see where the anger is. How are you, Barbara? Yes.
Okay, for me, it was a beautiful experience, and I feel very light and very happy.
Very beautiful. That's a good experience. How are you, Sarah?
Hi. I had a very beautiful, deep experience. I think the talk that you gave around compassion for yourself as a way for cultivating the mind, that was very helpful for me in the meditation when things came up. Instead of resisting, I tried to meet it with compassion, and it just would dissolve and
Dissolved.
open up into so much space
Beautiful.
inside.
You see, we have yet to cover these four traits in the mind. We have just introduced those concepts that is the state of the cheerfulness comes by these four traits. In the future sessions, once we understand each and every aspect of this, you will see a change will come. Sangeeta, how are you?
सर बहुत पीसफुल है और सर एक पूर्णता का एहसास हो रहा था आज
Ah,
फुलनेस का
बहुत
कंप्लीटनेस
sundar. She feels a sense of completeness. You see that those ideas, those thought that is expressed because of your experience helps you accelerate, hasten the process of our evolution. How are you, my friend Terry? We are waiting. No worries.
My phone is buzzing. I don't know if you can
No
hear
issue.
that.
Let it budge. No worries.
I am being distracted by this thing that's bothering my body.
Okay.
So it's very difficult for me to succeed, but my thought is that that's just this part in the physical world, and my real self is not in this part, it's in the other place where the peace is. So I'm just I was not very cheerful, but I try to keep myself separated like that. I
That's
remember
really
that
good.
this thing is doing this thing to my body, prevent me from succeeding. So I just said, okay, well, you're doing that over there. I'm over here. Watching.
First point. Continue to separate yourself in the mind. Body is different from you. And definitely, we are going to explore how the cheerfulness can be achieved by cultivating these four qualities, and it will happen. Remember the summary. Summary is why we have to practice these four qualities to allow the mind to live in the state of cheerfulness. Can you be angry on anything from coming from the past? Because when you are cheerful, that needs to be explored. And that is all for today. Thank you very much. We will meet again.
Stay.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.